Hi everyone, I'm Lorena with the Public Policy Team here to give you the lowdown on the work we've done so far and what's up next. So the 2026 legislative session kicked off on January 14th and we hit the ground running. With only 49 days left of this legislative session, here's where we're at. Last week was a huge week for our communities. We had over 200 folks lighting up Lawyers Mall as we demanded protections for our immigrant communities at our vigil and rally. And after years of advocacy, 287G programs are banned in Maryland. These 287G agreements, which deputize local law enforcement as ICE and were in place in 9 different counties, have now been terminated, and none will be allowed in the future. After it passed both chambers 2 weeks ago, HB 444 SB 245 was signed by the governor last Tuesday. This is a result of 12 years of organizing and a huge step toward Maryland not using its resources to assist ICE with abducting our neighbors. And it's all thanks to you. We could not have done this without you. But we cannot stop there. There's more work to be done, and half measures do not meet the moment we're in. We must finally pass the Community Trust Act to close all loopholes for local collusion with ICE, which sheriffs have explicitly said they're going to exploit even without 287G. Until we pass the Trust Act, Maryland will continue funneling people to ICE. In fact, Maryland voluntarily transferred 4 times more people through the informal assistance than through the 287G programs in 2025. To protect as many Marylanders as possible from deportation, we must be brave and get this done. Our legislators cannot end this legislative session without passing the Community Trust Act. The bill to ban racial profiling, SB 854, had a hearing today in judicial proceedings, JPR. The cross-file bill, HB 1262, will be heard on Thursday, March 5th at 1 p.m. in Judiciary Judd. This bill seeks to codify existing constitutional protections against racial profiling and prevent erosion telegraphed by a recent Supreme Court decision in Vasquez-Perdomo versus Nome. It applies to every law enforcement officer or agency operating here in Maryland, including federal police officers, making it clear that federal agents seeking to rely on Maryland law as a basis for their activities are subject to the same Maryland standards as state and local law enforcement. This is needed both as a matter of law and to be clear that regardless of hateful messages being disseminated by the current administration, Maryland leaders want to be clear with Maryland state and local police that racial profiling is forbidden here. You can take action to protect Marylanders from racial profiling. Go to bit.ly/ban profiling. You can find the link up here. Lastly, the Maryland Voting Rights Act, SB 255, which seeks to protect communities of color from being silenced in the electoral process by unfair district maps and other discriminatory election systems, passed the Maryland Senate a couple weeks ago. This emergency bill is needed now because of ongoing attacks on related federal protections and seeks to protect the power of each person's vote by establishing a clear and accessible legal pathway to challenge vote dilution in local, county, and municipal elections, so everyone has a fair chance to elect their preferred representatives. We're now working to keep this bill free of amendments that could slow it down or limit its impact, particularly as the bill cross-filed in the House, HB 350, moves through the House Government Labor and Elections Committee. With only 49 days left, we got this. And as always, thanks so much for all the work you've done to make Maryland a state we can believe in.